Millions of Americans are preparing to buy everything from clothes to cars after record imports came from Canada, Mexico, and China as businesses prepared for tariffs.
For some automotive industry economists, the unthinkable has happened. 30 years of free trade across North America virtually wiped out by a single executive order.
The American manufacturing industry is on the brink of a major shift, one that could change the very foundation of the US economy as we know it. And what's even more shocking, it's happening right now in complete silence. Imagine this. Some of the biggest companies in America are packing up their factories and moving them to Canada. That's right. And you won't believe the real reasons behind it. The truth might just blow your mind. This is no longer just about tariffs or cheaper labor. No, this is about something far bigger and far more alarming. The future of America's industrial power is hanging by a thread, and if the government doesn't act fast, the US could lose everything. And I mean everything. It's not just an accident, it's strategic, and it's happening at a pace we've never seen before. Over the past 18 months, $7 billion in manufacturing investment has quietly slipped out of the United States. That's enough money to build 4 mega battery plants. Companies like Ford, GM, Coca-Cola, Tesla, Alcoa, and Campbell Soup have already begun the mass migration to Canada. And this could be just the beginning. At the heart of this massive shift, tariffs. The steel and aluminum tariffs that President Trump raised to 50% are doing far more damage than anyone anticipated. These tariffs have forced America's manufacturing giants to make a decision. Stay and fight or cut their losses and leave. And right now, it's looking like Canada is winning. Why? Because while America raises its tariffs and pushes companies to the edge, Canada is rolling out the red carpet. Taxes are lower, energy is cheaper, and the approval process is light years ahead of what the US offers. This is no longer just a matter of saving a few bucks. This is about survival. Let's talk about the big picture, because this shift is about more than just a few companies moving across the border. It's about America's future as the global manufacturing leader. And if you think this won't affect you, think again. The consequences of this industrial shift will hit every single American in ways we never imagined. But don't just take my word for it. Let's dive deeper into what's really going on. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are these companies leaving in the first place? Isn't America supposed to be the land of opportunity? Well, here's the shocking truth. Energy costs are skyrocketing, and for companies that rely on industrial power to fuel their factories, this is a deal breaker. Take Quebec, for example. Hydro-Quebec is offering industrial electricity at just 5.7 cents per kilowatt hour, while in Detroit, companies are paying over 10 cents. That's a massive gap. It might seem small when you look at your own power bill, but for companies like Tesla and GM, that savings alone could mean the difference between surviving and closing up shop. But that's not all. This is where it gets even more jaw-dropping. Canada is offering an incentive package worth $52.5 billion. This isn't just a one-off subsidy. This is a full-scale, nationwide push to attract every major manufacturing player in the world. Canada is not just offering cheap power. They're offering everything. Tax breaks, training programs, the works. And they're doing it fast. While the US struggles with endless red tape, Canada is already fast-tracking projects with a 90-day approval process. Meanwhile, in the US, companies are forced to wait 18 to 24 months to even get started on a new project. Is it any wonder that Coca-Cola, Campbell Soup, and a slew of other manufacturing giants have already packed up and headed to Canada? Think about it. These aren't small companies. These are American icons. Brands like Coca-Cola, Campbell Soup, and Ford aren't just moving a few operations. They're pulling up their roots and completely restructuring their supply chains. And they're doing it right in front of us, while the world watches in disbelief. So, what does this mean for America? The consequences are far-reaching. As more companies head north, jobs are being lost. Thousands of skilled manufacturing jobs that used to keep American families afloat are disappearing. Entire industries are shifting across the border, and the US is in danger of losing its competitive edge on the global stage. But there's one key factor driving this migration, and it's not just about money or energy, it's about clean energy. You see, Canada's energy system is primarily powered by hydropower, making it one of the cleanest and most efficient energy sources in the world. For companies looking to meet strict environmental standards, especially when it comes to electric vehicles, this is a game changer. Take Tesla, for example. Elon Musk has already started drilling foundations for a new battery plant in Valleyfield, Quebec, and you can bet it's not just about cheap power. This is about staying ahead of the global electric vehicle race. As Europe and other markets tighten their carbon emissions regulations, clean energy has become the golden ticket to success. And Canada, they've got it all. Even GM isn't sitting on the sidelines. In fact, they've already moved $2.6 billion in investment from Michigan straight to Canada. And it doesn't stop there. Ford has already pledged over $2.3 billion to revamp a plant in Ontario, turning it into a hub for their Super Duty F-Series trucks. But with a twist, electric vehicle readiness. They'll produce up to 100,000 electric vehicles per year starting in 2026. Meanwhile, in the US, Ford's $1.5 billion project in Michigan is still waiting for environmental reviews, adding even more delays. Do you see where this is headed? If you think these shifts are happening too fast, don't forget to subscribe and stay updated. The next few years could change everything for America's manufacturing industry. Now, you might be wondering, why Canada? Why not Mexico or somewhere else? Well, it all comes down to electricity prices. In Quebec, they're paying next to nothing for industrial power. In Michigan, it's double. Companies are running the numbers, and it just makes sense to move north. They're not just dodging tariffs. They're avoiding huge energy costs, long approval delays, and gaining access to a market that's only going to grow. The writing is on the wall. Canada is the future. Here's the kicker. It's not just the big guys who are noticing. Walmart is already feeling the effects. The next time you walk into a store and grab a can of Coca-Cola, you might see the Made in Canada label. You won't believe it when you find out that Walmart is now importing cans from Canada to dodge US tariffs. What's next? Campbell's Soup is doing the same thing. As the domino effect continues, it won't be long before every company in the US starts making the same move. So, here's the real question. How long before this wave hits every single sector? From aluminum to electric cars, the supply chain is already moving north. And unless the US changes its strategy fast, the American manufacturing base could be completely wiped out. The writing is on the wall. Canada is positioning itself to become the hub of North America's industrial future, while America's manufacturing might fade. And here's the thing, America still has time to act. But will it? Or will we keep watching as jobs, technology, and capital pour across the border? America is at a crossroads. The choice is clear. Act fast to fix the energy and tariff problems, or risk watching the future of American manufacturing disappear. All while Canada reaps the benefits. What do you think? Will America act in time to save its industrial heartland, or is it too late? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another jaw-dropping update like this. This story isn't over yet. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more insights on how these shifts will impact you and the future of the US economy. The next chapter is coming, and you don't want to miss it.